Hi YouTube. I recently installed this BMW Bimmertech Apple Carplay Mmi module, and I wanted to make a video about what life's been like with it for the few weeks I've had it in the car. I put it in the car because BMW, like a lot of other manufacturers, has shut off the internet and basically all the services to any of their older cars that relied on the old 3G network. Excuse me. So as a result, we get stuck with this if you want to have any kind of services from your car. The first thing I would say is it's been an okay interface. I think they did about as good a job as they could. It uses all of the cars, not all the cars, but it uses a lot of the original controls, both on the steering wheel, of course, and the console controls. First off, I tend to use the Apple Maps more than I use something like Waze, which I'll show you here in a second. But Apple Maps does use Siri, and Siri can find you most other things too. And it seems to be the best interface with the car. So how they have you access Siri is you get to use your speaker button on your steering wheel. You push and hold it. Hey Siri, where's the nearest McDonald's?
Okay, here's what I found.
So if you do that, you can see here you have to turn the knob here to manipulate the CarPlay. It was definitely built for touchscreen, so this isn't the greatest, but it's what we got. So you can see here, if I wanted to go to the McDonald's, I'd select it, and then off we go. And then you can see here again, you have to kind of watch where the thing goes to either stop it or to go back, and it's I will tell you that driving this is a little distracting. This is not the greatest, I have to say. So now I'm turning it counterclockwise. You just kind of get a feel for it. It's like turn clockwise, turn to go whichever direction. You almost have to just kind of watch it. So then you go down to here. You can select the way you want the screen to steer. You can see again, you have to go counterclockwise. You have to go back clockwise to get along the apps. And again, if you're trying to, you have to go through them all. And I don't know, it's okay. I mean, it's better than nothing, but I just wanted to show you guys Waze. I know Waze is another very popular, but I just thought this was kind of funny. Waze is a little different. You can't use the steering wheel button because it won't do anything. It'll bring up Siri again. But if I use this, where's the nearest McDonald's? See, this cracks me up. Where are we going? 14,500 miles away? So I guess this is a Waze thing, not so much a CarPlay thing. So in this case, for Waze, if I go, where's the nearest McDonald's restaurant? And I'm still getting ones in the UK, and you're still getting, it's really see McDonald's restaurant. If I go to more, it's kind of a waste of time. This isn't really, oh, finally, if I go to more, there's the one that's closer to my house. But my goodness, I just thought that was interesting. So I think, I mean, I know that a lot of people use Waze. It has some excellent features. The graphics are neater. You can report cops, you can report that kind of thing. But for this interface, I have to kind of give the nod to the Apple Maps. I think they work a little better. So anyway, let's talk about how the phone see, I'm calling my house, not trying to take up too much video time, but what's going to happen is it calls, does an okay job with that. Okay, so now let's say I called my house. Okay, so let's say, let's say it's like dial 2 for sales or something. So watch, if I go, okay, do you see how you have, it's such a delayed little thing. So if it's like dial 1 for sales, 2 for parts, whatever it is you're doing, you know, when you dial one of these things, see how much of a delay it is to get the touch tone signal. And a couple places that I've tried to do that, like let's say you're calling your dealership, you're trying to get to service, and you hit that. Sometimes their end doesn't give you enough time for that beep to go through, so it gets you to sales or whatever, and it's very cumbersome. You can see where I had to turn back to cancel number. And here you are trying to make a call. So let's say you're going to call some number with a. So you got to go that, and then you got to go. See if I want to go. I've already got lost here. Let's say it's a 909 area code. You know, let's say it's 8. Let's say it's 85. So 2 4 1. You can make up any phone number you want, but see, I have to go through, and it's like, wow. And you're really going to do that? I mean, by the time you've just driven through a red light and probably crashed like that guy on the Allstate insurance commercial by the time you get done using this thing. So while it's possible to make a phone call, I would literally highly recommend pulling over to do it, because this is not the best interface. So that's the grim reality of trying to use the telephone in this thing. Another thing I wanted to point out, which was, it's kind of a chore, and I'm still not sure I'm going to be able to get to it like I'd like to show you guys. But if you go to, they have this feature. So I have to, you can see what I'm happening to do again to go through to get to an app or whatnot. So let's say, I don't even know why you would, but let's say you really do want to watch a movie, or you're sitting still in your car. You're obviously not going to be driving trying to do this. So now you're going to go to mirroring. So now if you want to see mirroring, now you have to go. Now watch what it's going to say here. First of all, it's going to disconnect from CarPlay, so you're off CarPlay. So if I say yes, please connect your phone, and this says next, swipe up and press the mirroring icon. The issue with that direction is, I have an iPhone 12, you know, the iPhone 11 and lower may or may not, but in the new OS, you have to swipe down from the top. Then you have to touch mirroring right here. And then where it says AirPlay MMI, then you touch that. Whoops. See, already it's kind of being okay, so now now you can see up here. Now you have to do whatever it is from your phone, because you're no longer on CarPlay. So bear with me while I do my ill-prepared. So let's just bring up a YouTube video. Don't mind the content. So you can see what happens here. So I'm going to play the YouTube video. So it's playing dutifully, but you can't have this little screen unless you turn your phone.
Or I'm going to start yelling.
Unless you turn your phone horizontally. This is hard to do.
I don't think it's cool to meet up with children.
See what I'm saying about that? So obviously you can do this, but it's, for my money, it's cumbersome, and it's not really a prime reason I got CarPlay or anything like that. But so that's how that works. Your mileage may vary, like everyone's often fond of saying. So to get out of this, just like the instructions say, most of these buttons work. So I'm going to hit the back button. So the back button is going to take me back, and then I'm going to click back to the car, and it sometimes does it by itself. I don't really know. Another minor thing I wanted to point out is, let's say I'm playing audio. See, once again, I gotta find this freaking, okay, so I'm gonna play some audio here. Okay, so now I want to show you what happens. You have two choices. If you're navigating with maps and you're not plugged in, all right, your phone's gonna drain pretty quick. So the wireless CarPlay people, we don't have to use the USB jack that's part of the install. You can actually, your phone is wirelessly CarPlaying, and that's great, except the part where if you drive about a 2-hour drive with navigating, your phone's going to be about half drained. So obviously, just plug in your phone, and then we'll leave it in there. Okay, so again, the radio is playing. So let's say you go, okay, I'll be a smarty pants, and I'll use the car's original jack. So if I stick a USB into that jack, give it, now it stops playing, because this takes over the audio portion of CarPlay. The answer is, if you really want to charge your phone and use Apple CarPlay, you're going to have to plug in your USB, even though you go, you know, hey, I got the CarPlay thing because it's wireless, and like that. So now watch, if I unplug it, give it just a moment. If I get the magic wheel, go back, hit play again, and away it goes. So it's just, you know, it's not the greatest. I mean, it's you do have internet, you do have services, you do have, you know, you can sit there and watch a video when the car is standing still, obviously. I mean, you know, you're not supposed to be. And like that, that's, you know, it's neither here nor there. It's definitely, on the positive side, I would say that CarPlay still works better than even the original BMW apps did. The BMW map, I should say, and navigating and stuff like that. The iPhone's a lot better about finding stuff. You could still, and I did this when I first got it because I still had my satellite radio going in the car. So if you go, you press and hold menu, like they say. So you press and hold it, and then you go back to the cars. If you went to the radio, and I still had my satellite subscription. See, now you can sit there and do that. So that's, I'm on satellite radio now. If I press and hold this, so it's still playing, but now you're not making a phone call. You're not receiving a phone call. If you happen to be using voice navigation, you're not getting any, you're not playing Apple Music. You're not doing it at a restaurant, find a gas station, you know, whatever it is you need to do that you might do with internet related stuff in a car. But I think it's painfully obvious, I said this earlier, that this CarPlay is really meant for a car with a touch screen, although this is usable but clumsy. So I don't know if that, you know, I don't know if that's the more grim aspect of a bonehead person owning and operating this thing. But any comments or any additions or things you think I left out, or you have better ideas on how to work this thing, let me know. Thanks for watching.